As we get closer and closer to what is a very heady time for high school seniors, it's choosing the right college. The applications, they're starting to be due now. Now, let's say you've got a little time left. Let's say you've got a junior in the house. Well, it's just as stressful for you, especially when social media is part of the equation. How can we make social media help? We can. Joining us to tell us how, Nicole Kelman, New England Education Consultants. Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Folks know I teach college classes, and I do teach how social media, if not behaved, can really mess up your job prospects.
Yes.
And this is not what we're going to focus on today, but it can do the same thing for college applications, right?
Absolutely, yes, yeah. I can talk about all the positives of how social media can help you.
Right. So, I mean, and then we'll hit a negative or two as well. But we'll start with the fact that, I was actually kind of surprised by this, that social media even should play into this a little bit.
Absolutely, yes. I think there's a lot of students that don't have the opportunity to physically go visit a college campus. So social media has really, skyrocketed in the ability to give students a good amount of information.
A couple of them have the Google Maps set up where you can just go walking right through the university and kind of get a feel for how big it is, how small it is.
Self-guided tours, absolutely, yeah.
And certainly, as you said, if you can't get there in time. All right, now this one surprised me. Let's say you've got an athlete in the house. Let's say you've got an artist, somebody in music that really wants to progress that way. You say create a whole nother social media account for them.
I do recommend using social media to do that. So if you have a specific talent you're trying to get recruited, instead of creating a website, you can create just a social media handle. Showcase any of your talents if you have a video or highlight reel, if you're at competitions and talent showcases. Put all of that on a separate social media account.
You are your own #1 champion of the cause here, and so you might as well promote, and it also keeps all the extra riff-raffy stuff away?
Yeah, so if you keep your personal account private and then make a separate account public that you can then send to either admissions offices, to an art exhibit, to coaches, there's a variety of ways you can use it positively.
Well, let's talk about that part as we jump into point number 3, and I thought this was really interesting. One thing I say to, again, my college students is you need to make sure that you have nothing dumb on your social media account, because these employers spend billions of dollars looking specifically at this stuff, even if it's locked. But let's back it up a little bit and go into high school and why it's important to show a little behavior,
to be
good
honest,
behavior.
Yeah, colleges don't typically have the luxury of time to do a deep dive into every student's social media account. However, if you are commenting on something, if you're watching a video of a tour or a reel that a student posted from the admissions office and you make a comment, admissions counselors can click on your profile. If your profile photo is inappropriate, you should definitely clean that up.
That alone just really impresses me, because it's like that's the little minutia that you don't think about.
Yeah, all of this can make a difference. You're giving a first impression, so that's really important. But definitely utilize social media. It can help you.
Are there any other mistakes that students make in terms of social media? I mean, I like what you said about separating your specialty from the average stuff.
Yeah, it's a great way to use it to make connections. So if you are able to make connections with current students through social media, if you want to join an Instagram group of a club that you might want to join on campus, demonstrating your interest that way can be really helpful. Just be very careful about the conversations that you're having on social media. Again, this is your first impression. Anything that you say that's connected to a college through the admissions office or a different office can still be added to your file for admissions review.
You do it every time. You've been on the show many times. Every time you say something, my mouth gets a little more agape. Hearing about stuff that as a parent of a college student who's going through this process, I hadn't thought of, which is why we're glad we have you to think of this stuff for us.
Yeah, start there. You got it.
Nicole Kelman, thank you very much.